filled it in. No time for the doubt, they counted me out, I'm getting it in, yeah. No time for no loss, I'm paying the cost, I'm in it to win, yeah. Refuse, mine, it can't be diffused. If you ain't thinking the same, then we playing by different rules. You can't see the vision, we living at different views. Until we complete the mission, keep getting up, never snooze. I walked a mile in my shoes, had the mind of a fool, chasing diamonds and jewels. Trust me, I was confused. Started minding my business and used my mind as a tool. Ended up finding my purpose and found the time to get to it. They told me I couldn't do it, they told me I couldn't make it. They sold it, could never break it. That's sadly mistaken. I need a piece of the pie, I want it so bad I can taste it. They told me like Toby, keep on running toes, they gon' take a few to lose. Built to win, apply myself, I filled it in. No time for the doubt, they counted me out, I'm getting it in, yeah. No time for no loss, I pay for the cost, I'm winning to win, yeah. Refuse to lose, I'm built to win, apply myself, I filled it in. No time for the doubt, they counted me out, I'm getting it in, yeah. No time for no loss, I'm paying the cost, I'm in it to win, yeah. Refuse.
Welcome back to another episode of In the Red Corner with Tomo, Ricky, and Ty. We have a special guest that's joining us today, and no, it's not Devin Haney Sr., but we definitely have somebody that knows just as much as boxing as he does as well. But before we get into our rundown, because I let you already know that, hey, we are talking about Devin Haney, not Sr., but Devin Haney. It might be a good day for Ricky on this episode. We're gonna touch on Abdullah Mason as well, but that fight card from last night, man, here we go again, another one from Turkey, where it's just a barn burner, and you get your money's worth. For everyone that's joined, make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that share button, and also, once you hit that share button, let a friend know that you can join the comment section, because we do bring the comments up and we interact with everyone. Outside, if you get a little crazy, I just want to give y'all the rules up front. This is a PG show. Okay, for those that don't know what PG means, it's not Paul George, because you see the Indiana jersey. We're talking about parental guidance, all right? So keep the cursing to a no, not even a minimum, to a no, all right? We're streaming on 4 platforms. That's Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and X. So like I said, share, retweet, like, do everything that you got to do to get this out there. Fellas, how y'all doing?
Oh, doing good. I'm ready to talk about boxing. How you feeling, Ty?
I'm doing better than Norman.
He's starting early. Okay, well, with that being said, look, we're going to get right into it, because I told y'all, man, my boy's called Straight to the Point Ty for a reason, and we're going to get straight to the puncher's point, and we're going to bring up our boy Mario.
We're doing that.
How's it going, man? How's it going?
We doing good. Just like Ricky and Ty said, I'm ready to talk about boxing. Appreciate you guys having me on here.
All right, well, with that being said, we're going to roll right into the first fight of the night that some people would say, well, me and Ty agree in the text, man, that this should have been over. It should have been quick. If another name was there, we would be calling them pillow fists. Abdullah Mason versus Sam Noakes. Notes. He had a lot of knots, but with this first fight, sorry, fellas, I thought I had my cards up. I don't have the right card up, so we're going to go right into you, puncher's point. I'm sorry on this one. I'm fumbling. Oh, there we go. Mason won by unanimous decision to claim the WBO lightweight title. And I'm going to start with you, puncher's point. What was your take on this fight?
I mean, first of all, shout out to Abdullah Mason. Obviously, this is one of the prospects in today's game who is getting a lot of praise. And overall, he's rising pretty quickly, you know. It's weird because earlier in the year, you wouldn't have thought he was going to be fighting for this title this soon, because obviously at that time it was Keyshawn Davis, and Keyshawn Davis got into all the situations that he got into. So he had to, unfortunately, get stripped of that belt. Abdullah Mason came in, and Sam Noakes is a tough dude as well. Both of them put on an absolute barn burner. Both of them put up a great fight. But overall, Abdullah Mason, he went in there, he proved that he can go into a dogfight and he can go punch for punch with a very dangerous fighter. And he came out on the other side as the winner. Overall, I felt like it was back and forth with both of them. I feel like early in the fight, Sam Noakes kind of had him a little bit. And early in the fight, I'm not going to lie to you, I saw a little bit too much clinching from Abdullah Mason. I would like to see every single time he got hit with a 1-2, he started clinching. But what I liked about Abdullah Mason in this fight was as the fight progressed, he started feeling a lot more comfortable being more defensive. He started feeling a lot more comfortable with throwing some of those counters. You didn't see as much clinching as before, and you even saw them going punch for punch onto the inside. Overall, I feel like both of those guys put up a great show. I feel like whichever one won had the right to hold that championship belt. And at the end of the day, the three judges scored it in Abdullah Mason's favor. So congratulations to Abdullah Mason.
Ty?
Like you said earlier, Abdullah Mason should have won this easier than this fight. I don't know why he decided to go in and fight the other guy's fight. Made no sense to me. He could have got hurt because he was taking some punches. He shouldn't have been taking those punches. I think that after this fight, he might have gained some wisdom. He might not do something that crazy again because your goal is to get out of the fight as minimum damage as possible. I think he took way too much damage in that fight. So I think hopefully next fight he'll be more defensive, like Punch's Point said, be more defensive next fight instead of this fight because I think he's going to fight tougher fighters next because he has a belt now. So he's going to fight tougher fighters. So he needs to be smarter because you might fight somebody that has a little bit more power and is more aggressive than Noakes, and then might hurt you if you try to fight like that next time.
Rick?
I think this fight for Mason, this was a good fight for him. I think it was good to see that he had a tough opponent. Another thing, it was good for me to see what I was looking at is him going the distance because a lot of his fights before was not going the distance. So it was good to see that. And I do agree with Ty. He was definitely taking too much hits. I think this was a fight where he should have put more of a boxing performance instead of going toe-to-toe with this opponent because after a while, I think it got the best of him because Abdullah's used to knocking people out and putting them on punching them on a button. And I think he was just trying to get that point across with Sam Noakes in the ring. It looked like he was just trying to get aggressive to get that same KO feeling. And I think since he wasn't able to get it, he took too many hits trying to chase that moment. But overall, great performance for him, and I can't wait to see what he do. What else is in store for him going further?
Okay, well, I mean, what's in store for him is when we kind of previewed this fight on our last episode, we said this should be an easy one, right? This should be a walkthrough for him because, again, I think technically it should be a tune-up. And going off of what Mario added, he kind of used this as a tune-up to go the distance and see and test new levels of where he can go. I mean, I had to learn this from Ty when we kept cracking out jokes about Shakur, where it's like every fight is going to present something different, but also every fighter is going to present something different. So maybe he's going in there and testing something. And maybe my tide has turned a little bit on what I see and joke about with Shakur because of how Tank has let me down outside of the ring. Right now, it's like, you know what, let's get back to the actual sweet science of boxing. And I think that's what he did here. I definitely want to see what he can do next. But also, I want to ask, is he battle tested?
I would say this fight, yeah. I would say this fight was a battle test.
Yeah, I mean, sorry. I gotta
Oh,
agree
no,
with
go
Ricky.
ahead.
I think this is overall, I think he at least proved that he can go punch to punch with a serious fighter like Noakes. Because I mean, we could say what we want about Noakes, but you could tell Noakes he's a heavy hitter. He went in there and he went punch for punch with him. So there's that aspect of the game where we can look at it and we can say, okay, Sam Noakes, he was able to go punch for punch with him. But now there's the other question on the line of what's going to happen when you go in there against somebody like a Shakur. What's going to happen when you go in there against somebody like Keyshawn Davis? Because Keyshawn's going to want that title. Because again, if you guys remember going back to the press conference that Keyshawn had when I believe it was the build up to the De Los Santos fight that didn't happen, when you could see, if you remember, Keyshawn, he was talking down to Abdullah Mason. Abdullah Mason, again, he's a very quiet guy. So he really didn't say much to him. You could tell at that time Abdullah Mason was just chasing for a shot at that title. But now he got the title that Keyshawn's going to come back and want. It's not like Keyshawn's going to let that go. So the question is, what are you going to do when you go up into that ring against somebody like a Shakur Stevenson or a Keyshawn Davis or even the other guy we're forgetting, Raymond Murtalia? I mean, guys that you're going to have to go into the ring with, and you're going to have to put on some boxing clinics. And overall, I do like Abdullah Mason. I mean, again, him and Emiliano Vargas, I'm super high on. I do believe that they're the future of boxing. And Abdullah Mason, he's obviously at a higher level right now because he's kind of rising faster. But it's all about, we've seen that you can go, you're battle tested. We've seen that you can go punch for punch with some heavy hitters, but can you outbox some of the best boxers in this division? Only time's gonna tell.
That's a good point.
Has he been battle tested? I would say no, because the reason I say he's not battle tested because the way Noakes fight, there aren't a lot of top fighters that fight like that. As you can probably say Pitbull, Noakes, not that many in that weight class or in that area, in that weight class can fight like that. So not really battle tested because, like you say, you want to fight. You end up fighting Shakur, boxer. You end up fighting Keyshawn, a boxer puncher. So no, Muay Thai. I don't think he's not aggressive like Noakes either. So you want to fight different kind of fighters if you're going to try to get other belts in that weight class or become dominant in the weight class. So I don't think he's really battle tested yet.
So you would say, and since we throwing Keyshawn out there because he's definitely gonna want to come back and get that belt, right? Because he's one of those fighters that say, if I call your name out, I definitely want to fight you, right? So let's say we got it on the cards today, right? I know this is an early prediction. How we feeling? We going Mason? Look, you looking? Or are we going Keyshawn? Ricky?
Dang, I had to be first. I've got to go Davis. He too big for him.
Okay.
I'm going Davis, but my heart want to go with Mason, but I gotta think outside that. I gotta go with Davis.
We'll address your heart in just a second. Go ahead, Mario.
Yeah, as of right now, I gotta go Keyshawn too. I feel like Keyshawn's too polished. I don't think Abdullah Mason is polished enough. And when we talk about Abdullah Mason, I mean, don't get me wrong, the dude's a stud. The dude has absolutely shown heart. The one thing we can't say is Abdullah Mason ain't got heart, because you can even go back to the fight where he got knocked down twice and he came back and knocked the guy out. I mean, Abdullah Mason's got heart. The dude's got will, but he's not polished enough. And after seeing the Noakes fight, I can see how he can put himself in those predicaments to get knocked down. And overall, battle tested, at least the way I look at it, is like, now I know if you can go into the ring against a heavy puncher and you can go punch for punch with them. Maybe not battle tested in the sense that Ty was making, which you made a great point to. You're not going into the ring against these guys like Shakur and Keyshawn Davis because those are different styles. He's absolutely right. Once you go into the ring with those types of guys, that's when the second aspect of your game is going to get exposed, or that's when you're going to prove that you can hang with those guys as well. But at least I know you can go in there with a puncher. But as far as right now, Keyshawn's just way too polished. I know Keyshawn has had some off performances in the past, but he's way too polished, I think, to go into the ring with an Abdullah Mason right now. I think Abdullah Mason needs to have a couple more, I say at least B-level fights to kind of get him more polished.
I agree. Everything Punch Point just said, 100%. Mason, don't do it. If Keyshawn calls you out, run.
Well, sure. We might not even really be able to get that because he didn't make that weight last fight, so it might be time for him to go up.
Oh, he gonna fight. He's going to fight. I think Albright next.
He said run. Who told him to run? That's probably
not ready yet.
That's probably him calling you. Talking about what you mean run.
Albright, that's at 140. That's who beat his brother, right?
Albright was 135. I think was he 135?
Yeah, I believe Albright's 135. Yeah. I could be wrong because I know he beat was it Kelvin? Who's the other one?
He beat Kelvin, but then Keyshawn fight him like 2 years ago.
It was a draw though, right?
No, they took that. I think they took the fight from him because he got caught for weed or something like that.
Yep.
Oh,
okay.
Yeah. Okay.
So I think it's still 135.
Okay. So I got two questions, right? Because you said at 135. So I'm asking these two, and then we're gonna move on to the next fight, right? Can he continue to dominate at 135? And if you were Mason, what belt unification path would you take?
All right, so I'm gonna go first. He has potential. He has potential, except for there's only one fighter that I'm worried about, and that would be Shakur. But I think he has potential, and based on what the belts are at now, Shakur definitely will be the last person to fight. But I would definitely go Martala. We don't know what Tank is doing, so I think Tank still has the belt for WBA.
Still the official WBA champion.
Yeah, so we don't know what he's doing, but if I had to do it, I would do Martala, Davis then Shakur.
What?
Yeah.
I don't think it gets to Davis. I'm gonna be honest with you. I could see him stripping Davis before he even fights again. To be real with you, I don't think we see Gervonta Davis back. I think that he's gonna get that WBA belt first. I think they're gonna do another vacant title, and they're gonna put him against another guy. I think he'll get that first. I think he'll get the WBA out of there. I'm not gonna lie to you. The second fight, I would like it to be Shakur because I feel like the longer you wait, I feel like the less of a percentage of a chance you're going to have to fight a Shakur. And the reason why I say that is because if you go in there and you claim the WBA belt, Shakur already is kind of bulking up a little bit. I mean, Shakur could go up to 140. When you look at 140, I mean, the guys are there that Shakur wants to fight. We're talking about Teofimo Lopez. It's only a matter of time before that fight happens. I don't see Shakur going back down to 135 after that. So there's that. Richardson Hitchens, you got that fight right there. Gary Antoine Russell, like all the big fights, we're gonna see what has to happen with Sabril Matias after the whole testing positive for Osterine thing. But overall, all the guys that Shakur wants to fight are at 140. He don't want to fight no Tank. He's done with Tank. Tank is just a waste of everybody's time at this point.
Exactly. I agree.
Nah, that's
Abdullah Mason's young. Muratalia, I don't think Shakur will ever fight him, but I do think Abdullah Mason will fight for the vacated WBA belt whenever that happens. I think before then he'll get some like either tune-up fights or he'll go up against some guys who have some type of skill that he could beat. But the order I would like to see him go through: get the vacated WBA, fight Murtala, and then, get the WBA, fight Shakur, and then end with Murtalia. Because the quicker you can get to Shakur, the quicker you can claim that belt, is the quicker you can become undisputed in that division. Because if you wait for Shakur last, you might not get undisputed. He might just be too late and Shakur bumps up. So I would like to see Shakur be his second fight.
I'd say Murtalia, and that's it.
That's it.
No, I like Mason. I don't want to see Mason lose, so I don't want to see him fight Shakur because I don't want to see him lose to Shakur. I don't want to see him fight Tank because I want to see him lose to Tank.
Off topic real quick. Isn't it now the time for Shakur to go ahead and be undisputed at 135?
He's about to fight Tio at 140.
I know at 140, but looking at what's going on, how his career should have been, ideally, wouldn't now be the time?
You gotta wait till Tank get his belt taken away because Tank ain't gonna fight him. So why waste your time?
I mean, that's gonna happen, but this is a perfect time to clean up because it'll be
too easy.
I mean, about making history, having a legacy, and then on top of that, but I'm agreeing with Punch's point because equal up to 140, ain't no point of coming back down.
Yeah, if he goes to 140, I think he stays there. I'm gonna be honest with you. I think Shakur stays at 140. He already looks a little too big for 135 as it is.
No, he said once he take that belt, he's gonna come back down. Remember, he said he's gonna get that belt to Keyshawn. Remember, he said that.
I think that was just just talk.
Okay,
it would be talk at that time. I can't see him coming back down, and then he's grown into 140. That's a different type of weight drain. He's growing into it. So
I think he'll come back down.
I thought Ty was trying to touch on some in the red corner trauma just a second when you talking about passing belts over. If you don't know, go back and check that episode out. But I'm glad you stayed the course, Ricky. I'm glad you stayed the course.
I'm not taking bait this episode. We got company.
All right, well, we're gonna move on. Well, as far as that, I think you all gave the course. I know what Ty's saying. I think we all agree that if the Tank fight was on the table, I think that's what we can just say with Tank now going forward, if it's there. Until something is signed, until Tank steps in the ring, I don't think anyone's gonna buy into his next fight until he's physically in the ring at this point. But we got another fight that happened on that same card. We got Jesse Bam Rodriguez versus Fernando Daniel Martinez. See how easily I got that out the way, fellas? I know these names can get a little difficult. Welcome to In the Red Corner. Make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button as well, and share. But Rodriguez won by TKO to unify the WBA, WBO, and WBC super flyweight, super fly and flyweight titles. That one there. I see you ready, Mario. So I'm gonna start with you on this. Actually, we're gonna start with Ty on this one because we got you the first time, Mario. We're gonna start with Ty on this one.
All right, this one, When expected, like Bam was going to win regardless. It's levels for a reason. I know Martinez champion and all that, but they're different kind of champions. We got a pound for pound top 5 pound for pound champion against the regular champion. I expect him to knock him out and win easily. So yeah, he timed him perfectly. He had perfect timing. He has a perfect punch. He's Bam. I'm saying you already know he's Bam. He's gonna knock him out. So it is what it is.
It was Bam Bam. Go ahead, Mario.
He's the future number 1 pound for pound. Simple. He's the future number 1 pound for pound. When it's all said and done, when Usyk's out the way, Crawford's out the way, it's going to be him and Inoue. And I do think that he's the future number 1 pound for pound. I mean, people don't understand, like, Bam is a generational talent. And again, you don't throw that term out just like anything. He is a future generational talent. The thing about Bam is it doesn't matter like who he's in the ring with. It doesn't even matter if he's low on the cards. That guy is a threat. And what I noticed about Bam is, let's be real. If you really can't look at Bam's game and say any negative thing about him. You can't look at him and say, oh, he has a questionable gas tank. He can't go 12. He can whoop you for 12. You can't say, oh, he can't knock you out. The guy's got 1 punch power. You can't say that it's only a lucky punch. He could maul you for as long as he wants to maul you. He has already shown you that he is a complete fighter, that whatever game plan you pick against him, he'll go through it. And it's guys, and I love Inoue, but Inoue had to show us last fight that he can go 12 rounds because we're so used to Inoue getting guys out of there with a snap of a finger. He had to show against somebody like MJ that he can dominate for 12 rounds. And we all knew it, but we seen Inoue turn into more of a boxer in that fight, which I was absolutely all for. But Bam don't have to show that because we already know he can do it. Bam don't have to show he can go 12 rounds. He showed us that many times before. He don't have to show us that he can knock you out with 1 punch. He's done that before. He don't have to show you that he can go in there and just absolutely maul you for as long as he wants. He's shown that. Everything about Bam's game is complete. And that's what makes him so dangerous, is because he's not far away from going up to bantamweight. He's not far away from going up to junior featherweight. He's not far away from these guys. He's not that far away. I know it's a couple of divisions away, but I think he's closer than what a lot of people think. And I think when it's all said and done, when Crawford's time has come to an end, when Usyk's time has come to an end, because those guys, they're either 40 or they're pushing 40. Canelo, I mean, he's at the end of his career. I feel like he's more towards the end than the beginning. Bam's going to be that guy in the top 3. And I do believe that he's got a great chance of being number 1 pound for pound. And it's going to come down to him in Inoue at the end of the day, because Inoue is already in that top 3. But again, I'm just saying, I've seen Inoue get clipped with some shots that he shouldn't have been clipped with. I just want to know what's going to happen if Bam clips you that way. So I'm saying this right now. I'm not saying Bam would beat him. I still got to go look over that. And whenever the time comes, I'll do my prediction episode and everything like that. But be on the lookout for Bam. And overall, he had a great fight. He did amazing with just staying in the ring, keeping his composure, being centered. You could tell Martinez was really trying to push the pressure, and Bam would just counterpunch him, or he would just absolutely keep him at bay. There were times where Bam would push him back. You could tell Bam had that fight. He was controlling the entire fight. And then when it was time to get him out of there, he got him out of there. So congratulations to Bam. And on top of that, this man did it 2 days after he had a child. I mean, like, let's be real. Bam's no joke, man. Like, you're not getting that guy off his game. You're really not. He's just a complete fighter overall. He's probably one of my favorite fighters to watch. He's definitely top 3 as far as my favorite fighters to watch. And I honestly do think the sky's the limit for that guy.
And again, congratulations on having a baby. And as us being fathers up here, 2 days, good. 3 months, you would have been a little sleepy. I'm just saying.
A little sad out there.
So now, congratulations on that one. What's your take on this fight, Rick?
Man, yeah, I think Punch Boy said everything I was going to say. So no, but Bam is the ultimate fighter. He's definitely that guy. I will say he's definitely that guy. In this fight, it was just good to see him, even while the pressure was coming towards him as the guy was fighting forward. He was still picking them off, picking his shots and taking his angles at any, on his own will and his own time. Yeah, he's something to be reckoned with. But to touch this, I see him getting up there. I haven't decided if he would be in a way yet, but I would say he probably got Nakatani going forward. Definitely probably got Nakatani going forward. If he moves up to bantamweight anytime soon. But Bam definitely ultimate fighter, and yeah, I knew this was going to be a victory, knockout too as well. I thought it was going to be early, but 10th round is okay.
So let me ask you this one then, Ricky, to try to help you land a plane on the whole prediction of the Inoue and Bam fighting, right? And you could just see within this fight how Bam was, like you said, controlling it. He was picking his shots, and he just knows, right, when it's time to attack. Or it's just like, hey, if you want me to maul you all day, going back off of what Mario was saying, I can do that as well. And then another great point, shout out to you, Mario, for this one too, is we've seen Inoue take some hits from some folks that he shouldn't take hits from, right? Getting in the ring, let's just say the same thing we did in the last segment. They get in the ring now, going off of their both fighters' last performance. I know you say you don't see him beating him, but what if it can? Do you think it comes down to a decision? Because when you say beat him, let me ask you this: do you think it comes down to a decision, or do you think it's a knockout
So I can't say you talking about for Inoue, right?
for Inoue versus Bam if the fight was to
I
happen?
can't say. The only reason I would say I can't say because I haven't seen him take a hit from somebody that I would say have Inoue's power. It's good with the skill set he has, but we have already seen Inoue be in the worst situation and still bounce back. Can't really say Bam been in the worst situation and had to really bounce back from it. I want to say that I haven't seen a fight yet that I can really compare them to yet. I can't even, my brain won't even allow me to say anything about it. I can't see them winning. I can't see who's winning. I can't see if it's going to be a decision, a draw. I don't even have a decision on that one.
Okay.
Too early.
We'll let you slide for that one right now because it's not that time. But go ahead, Mario. I think you're about to jump in. You on mute, Mario. You on mute if your mic might have muted. Yeah.
Oh, I'm actually glad I was muted because I was talking over you, and here's what I will say about Bam. The one thing I can honestly say about Bam is he's been in the ring with every style of fighter you can think of. He's been in the ring with the heavy hitters, guys like, if we're really gonna go down, like guys like Juan Estrada, who was a very strong fighter. He's been in the ring with guys who are more slick and suave, guys like Sonny Edwards. Now, again, Sonny Edwards is not Inoue, nor is Juan Estrada. I'm not going to come out here and say that. Inoue has been in the ring with some guys similar to those styles. Again, the slick and suave, like the Stephen Fultons. He's been to the ring with guys who had power, like the Luis Neris. So I can't. So again, both of them have been battle tested as far as both sides, like what Ty was talking about with Abdullah Mason. They've been battle tested with both those types of fighters. So I think they are prepared for each other more than what people think. And one of the things I will defend Inoue on is he got clipped by guys that he shouldn't have got clipped by, guys like Cardenas and Neri. But what I will say is, I remember I did a reel and I talked about like one of Inoue's weaknesses on there or something like that. And one of the people mentioned how the reason why he gets clipped by those guys is because he knows that if he were to get clipped by them, he can always recover, regroup, and get them out of there. Where opposed to a guy like a Bam or somebody like a Nakatani, he knows to be a little bit more smarter. When he went and fought MJ, he was a little bit more smart. He didn't get hit with those types of shots because he knows the types of fight. The guy said he knows the type of fighters. He purposely keeps himself open and he wants those guys to go for those shots. And if they land, he knows he can recover. And if not, he knows that he can go in there and get them out of there. That was that guy's take. I don't know if I agree with that 100% or not, because all it takes is one punch to knock your lights out. You don't have to be, Mike Tyson, or you don't have to be Mike Tyson to keep yourself covered. Or the perfect punch could have got him out of there. You hit him wrong in the equilibrium. He's all messed up. It doesn't matter. The human body is the human body. Let's keep it look. But the way I look at it is, if he goes in the ring with somebody like a Bam, I do think he's going to be a lot more polished than what we think. Bam, though, is always polished. There's no such thing as Bam going into the ring with this guy and having an off night. That's not a thing. He went in there with Cafu and he made Cafu look like crap. So he made Cafu look like Kaka. So for me, I don't. That's the difference between Bam and Inoue. Inoue can go into a fight with Cardenas, get knocked down, and have to rally through. Bam can go into a fight with somebody like Cafu and fight him the same exact way he fought Estrada. And that to me is the difference right there. And I do think that when Inoue and him get into the ring, or if they get into the ring, I do think that it's gonna be a chess match. I really do. I do think it's gonna be technical. I do think both of these guys are gonna go in there polished. But I'm just saying, don't be either way. Whether I wouldn't be surprised if Inoue beats Bam or Bam beats Inoue, but don't be surprised in the future you see Bam #1 pound for pound.
That's true, but we also can't ignore Bam moving up 2 weight classes, or maybe even 3, depending on how soon he can get to Inoue.
Right.
So that does make a difference, because as he get bigger, he might get slower. Where Inoue is already conditioned, where you know, basically it would be Bam chasing Inoue, and Inoue is already conditioned.
Yeah, and I mean that's the way it is right now. And to Ricky's point, exactly, we have to see how he handles the bigger weight classes. I don't think Bam's gonna have a problem with that. But the other question too is how big is Inoue gonna get? You know, maybe Inoue gets too big to the point where Bam can't get him. And again, Nakatani is more in the realm. It's more in the grabs to make that fight happen. But even Nakatani is in Inoue's division, and so again, you never know how big these guys can get. And overall, I don't think Bam will have a problem with the weight. Only time will tell. Again, we got to see it, like Ricky said. But those are the 3 guys I want to see fight. It's just a matter of in boxing whether or not we're going to get those fights. And in today's boxing, you really don't get some of those super fights that we're supposed to get.
Unfortunately,
unless you talk to Turkey and then you make things happen, because he's made some of these fights actually happen, right? And we gonna pivot just a little bit, because we got to give Ricky his roses. I mean, we give Ty his roses all the time, and I think this is the one time where I think Ricky may have his time, where he said Devin Haney versus Brian Norman Jr. And
hold on, can I see it? Can I put this in the car? Can I put it in the camera?
We can't see it, just like Norman didn't see that 1-2, right? So Haney won by unanimous decision after 12 rounds to claim the WBO welterweight title. The judges scored this fight 114 to 114. 116 to 111. Yes, you failed.
He lucky.
117 to 110 for Haney. And I mean, Haney got the second round knockdown. And Ricky, I mean, this is your moment, so go ahead and start us off, man.
So, you know, hold on. What side is he on? He right here?
Yeah, that's it.
You watched the fight?
Yeah.
Okay. You enjoyed yourself?
Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't lose.
So this was basically, this is like, I would say what we all wanted Devin to have the first time he got in the ring since his Garcia fight. This looked like the comeback fight that we all been wanting to see. One thing about it, I want to say, because he did go up in weight again, and he looks stronger at this weight class. I think he will be very solid at this weight class. He picked off Brian Norman like he was a nobody. I thought he took his strengths away. He frustrated him early, and he surprised him with some pop behind them punches. I think Brian Norman slept on him based on the reputation that was building around him. And I think he slept on the opponent thinking this was going to be a cakewalk and he was going to walk through them punches. But little did he know, he got a boxing lesson from start to finish. Devin did his thing. I mean, I can't say I'm surprised, because it just looked like he back in his normal groove. Devin looked like Devin in this fight.
Did I get him before I get him?
Well, Devin looked good in that fight. Devin looked like all you had to do throw the jab all day, because the jab landing all daggone day, and looked like when Norman throwing the jab, he just throwing it at the air. He wasn't trying to hit him with it. And then when he was doing it, he wasn't throwing nothing behind it. So it made it easy for Devin Haney to do his little check hook and break his nose in the second punch. So
he never let. My bad time, but you just made me realize he never. Norman never got solid distance. Like, he didn't know where to shoot the shot from.
I know.
That was boxing in the making right there. That was working a lot. My bad, but go ahead, continue.
And then the whole time, at like beginning of the fight, it looked like Norman just looking for that left hook. That's why he got caught. Devin was watching the whole time. Devin's like, throw the jag. Okay, I got the distance, got the timing. Then do that hook, boom, he his legs gone up. It's over. Broke his nose.
Yeah.
He got back. He tried. I give normally he tried, but I think he took his heart when he did that. When he knocked him down, it was the book that he had for the game plan was gone after that because he I guess he went in there thinking that Devin Haney had no punch at all, but Devin Haney he like people say he had a pillow fifth, but I think he has some pop to it because he knows how to time it, so he times it right so it does hurt, and he hurt him because he broke his nose that punch, so he hurt him. I've never seen nobody get their nose broke that fast, so yeah. Definitely if somebody had a pillow fist, though. Yeah.
I mean, we did if you seen Harlem Nights, but take it away, Mario.
Yeah, I mean, shout out to Devin Haney, 3-division world champion. And you could think what you want about Devin Haney, but the one thing you can't say is the guy doesn't go and he takes some of the best fights that he could possibly take. The guy's resume, he's not even 30 years old, and he's got a great resume, so you got to give him all the credit in the world. In this fight, in my opinion, the problem that everybody has when going up against Devin Haney is to say he has no power, as if the guy just touches you and it feels like a feather. And that's not the case because he has underrated power. That jab, it's a powerful jab. I mean, again, it didn't shock me that he was able to break his nose with that jab. It shocked me that he knocked him down. And overall, I mean, Breezy's a big Devin Haney fan. So when I had him on the podcast to go predict this, he said it. He said, look, he said, this is a pure boxer going up against a puncher. I'm not saying Brian Norman's not a good boxer because he showed what he can do against some of these guys. But from what Ty said about Jerome Boots Ennis was the same thing. These were C-level fighters that they kept on fighting. And the question was, what are you going to do when you go up in that ring against somebody like a Devin Haney who's been in the ring with some of the better guys in 140, 147, 135? What are you going to do when you go into the ring against somebody like that? And there's levels to this. Devin Haney told him, and Brian Norman didn't listen. Brian Norman was so focused on this knockout. He was so focused, thinking he could just get him out of there like that. He wasn't worried about going those 12 rounds. Brian Norman has a questionable gas tank. Go look at the fights where he went the distance. He has a questionable gas tank in the sense of like the power goes away. And I give him a lot of credit because towards the later rounds, he started kind of trying to make a little bit of a comeback between like the 7th and 9th round, in my opinion. He just couldn't close it out. But what I really liked about Devin Haney, again, the 1-2, he only threw that right when it was necessary. Like he didn't it wasn't choreographed. It wasn't like I'm going to throw a jab and a right after that every single time. He threw that right only when it was necessary. When it was necessary, he was going to throw that right hand and he was going to clip with it. And Brian Norman really couldn't predict when he was going to throw that right hand. The only thing that annoyed me about Devin Haney, I read the comments. I don't know what people saw. Too much clinching. Too much. Yeah. There were many times where he hit him where Brian Norman would come forward with 2 steps and he would clinch him before he could even throw a punch. Or he'd throw one straight and he'd clinch him. I'm like, Devin. The reason why I have a problem with that is because I know Devin's better than that, number one. And number two, that works against somebody like Brian Norman, who we looked at, and you could tell Devin Haney naturally is the bigger guy. Yeah. You could tell in that ring he was bigger than Brian Norman. That's all lovely and everything. What are you going to do when you got to go in there against somebody like Conor Benn, who went up to 160? You can't clinch him the same way you clinched Brian Norman. Conor Benn proved that he has size to him by going up to 160 or 165 and fighting Chris Eubank Jr. And not only that, but Chris Eubank Jr., if you go back and look at that fight, he was really trying to clinch Conor Benn, and Conor Benn wouldn't let him. So if Chris Eubank Jr. didn't have success doing it, how's Devin Haney going to have any success doing it? He's smaller than Chris Eubank Jr. Guys like Ryan Garcia, you're not going to be able to Ryan Garcia is your size. You're not going to be able to do that to Ryan. This isn't not every guy you're going to go up against is Brian Norman. So for me, the clinching was a problem because if you can't utilize that, because he was able to utilize it correctly with Brian Norman, clinch him, hang on to him for like 5 to 10 seconds, waste some time down. Referee goes and breaks it up. The referee should have broke it up a lot more. He should have gave them a warning, like, hey, you keep clinching down right now. But overall, he was able to do it with Brian Norman, but you're not going to be able to do it against guys who are bigger than Brian Norman, guys like a Conor Benn, guys like a Ryan Garcia, those types of guys. You're not going to be able to have that much success, clinching against those guys. And in my opinion, I'm not saying like he needs to go up there and fight those guys, because I don't want to see him go up there and fight those guys. But Devin, to me, looks like he's like the size of a 154-pounder. He don't even look like he's big. He looks like he's bigger than 147. He looks like he's the size of a 154-pounder. Now, with that being said, I don't want to see him go up to 154 because I think he goes up in there with Fundora or
too many dogs up there.
Alexander, just stay away from those guys because those are nightmares right there. But the size-wise, he looks like a 154 pounder opposed to even a 147 pounder. But he said he's going to stay in 147. He said that he's going to stay here for quite a bit, which means you're going to have to run into those guys like a Conor Ben, who's going to come back down to 147, or you might need to run it back with Devin Haney. But overall, I do think it was a good performance. I wish I saw less clinching. I like how he was able to kind of utilize that 1-2. He didn't throw the right too often, so it was kind of unpredictable when he was going to throw it. That jab was clicking on all cylinders. Overall, I think it was a good little get back win for Devin Haney to get back into the right column and to get back into the right trajectory of his career.
And I just want to add one thing to it because that was going to be my next question, right? Does this wash away his last two performances? For me, right, the reason why I picked Norman over Haney is because I haven't seen any consistency since that Garcia. Well, not even the Garcia fight. We can take it back to from Kambosa to Lomachenko to Regis to the Garcia. All of his fights have been inconsistent. It's like you get a good Haney, bad Haney, good Haney, bad Haney, good Haney, bad Haney. And it was just like, if we can get some consistency from you, then I think some of those doubters that throw out in the comments of you having a pillow fist or you just having, or you underperforming will go away. So going off of last night, I was like, okay, this is the Devin Haney I seen when he's on his A game. Now with his next fight, if he can give me 2 fights in a row where he can do this, then you know what, Ricky, I'm going to sit back and say, you know what? You're right. Haney might be back. But for right now, I need some consistency because he'll have a good performance and then he'll have another one where he's just running around the ring and it's just like, what's going on here? So I'm letting you have. I want to give you your roses, but I'm just telling you from my standpoint.
Nah, you just gave it to me and took it right back. That's what you just did.
I just want to see some consistency from your fighter. That's all.
Yeah, he is consistent. His style of fighting is his style of fighting. Like what he did last night is his style of fighting. Even including the clinching that Mario was talking about, that's his style of fighting. He likes to create the clinching, creates frustration. And also allows him to get his second win, but it creates the frustration when the opponent, when he can get off, I can get my 1-2 off, and soon you think you about to hit me back, I clinch you. You're not going to retaliate against me. I don't have to wait to counter you all the time. I can clinch you, make you frustrated. I can clinch you, make you use unnecessary strength to get me up off you, to make you tired and drown you later in the later rounds. So he is consistent in my eyes. Like that's his style. Okay. That's what he does.
I'll give you, if we were in court, you might have won this before the recess. But I'll just come back and say I said overall performances, not his style. His overall performances have been inconsistent.
Yeah, the style's consistent. It's all about like how he utilizes it. That I understand.
Only inconsistent I would say is that Garcia fight. But the Garcia fight exposed something that had already been there from the beginning.
Garcia?
The Garcia fight will be the inconsistency, I would say.
What about Ramirez
fight?
Huh?
The Ramirez fight? The Renathon?
That's his style.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't offensively he was off. I still think that's his style. Again, he
was his style, but you can tell he was running.
That's where the utilization or the inconsistency comes from. Is how you utilize it. Yeah. That's still his style. He could have. There were many times he could have threw some 1-2s or some counters or something. He just didn't.
Yeah,
I don't know if it erases the last 2 though. I think the only way you can erase the last 2, and again, like go to like UFC. There was Aljo Sterling and Piotr Jan when Piotr Jan like kneed him in the head while he was down, and everybody kept getting on Aljo because they felt like he sold it too much to get, and he ended up winning the belt off of a DQ. Everybody trashed Aljo for that. They were like, you really didn't beat Piotr Jan. He was beating that whole fight. The only way Aljo could get that off of him was to rematch Piotr Jan and to have a dominant performance, which he did. After that, many people stopped trashing Aljo. The only way Devin Haney going to this can get those 2 fights off of his back, you got to rematch Ryan. Ryan's the only, you have to rematch him, and you have to beat him decisively. You have to, or else every single time you win, when you click comments, you're gonna see the classic meme with Ryan going like this after he won the fight. You're gonna see that every single time until you beat him. Until you beat him, that Ryan Garcia shadow is gonna hang over you. Doesn't matter what you do. You're gonna get some respect from other people, but that Ryan Garcia shadow will hang over you, and you have to beat Ryan to get it off of you. It's like the monkey on your back. You got to get it lifted off.
If I was Ryan, I don't even think Ryan would want to take that fight right now. Ryan look like he fighting demons himself right now. He trying to find his way back.
I thought him and Barrios were like finalizing things.
They are, but honestly, that's still not a fight I want to see. I'm not gonna lie, but it would be a good fight to see if Garcia take this L against Barrios, he really will have to chase Haney to get back up, in my opinion. Because it'd be like, okay, now you can't. Because his last performance was terrible. If he have another terrible performance, I'm not gonna really be looking his way no more because it's like you a one-trick pony. We know he's a one-trick pony, but I wouldn't want to see him fight Devin if he takes this L against Barrios. Because everybody beats Barrios. And sorry to Barrios. he can get this win if he play his position right. Because Barrios' game has not really changed. And I don't even think Barrios' games have really changed since he fought Tank. So
I think Barrios is ducking Pacquiao after that first fight.
Oh my goodness.
What happened to the rematch?
There's a lot of people that's chasing rematches out here. I'm just saying, it's a lot of people chasing rematches. Some of them still going to Netflix for it. But just because of time, we're gonna move on to the next fight.
Okay.
And Ricky, David Benavidez versus Yarde. I mean, Benavidez won with the 7th round TKO to retain his WBC light heavyweight title. And some would say with that 18 punch combo, that kind of led up to some things. But trying to think how I can phrase this one, Ricky, because I know there's like different games where you can play whack-a-mole, or if you're playing you as you being an older sibling, you probably play your younger sibling. They keep spamming that same button, and you like, bro, you're cheating. You can't win this way. But Benavidez made it work. Tell me about this fight, Ricky.
This fight was a one-way fight. Yarde had no answer. Nothing. Like nothing. I can't say Yarde did anything good in this fight. And Benavidez definitely was showing off his boxing skills, showing off that he has his power. And honestly, Benavidez wasn't really tested. It looked like he was fighting. What's the guy name? Not Plant, but it's another fighter that he fought that was a cakewalk. The guy Ty thought he was gonna knock Benavidez. I can't think of his name.
I think he was knock him out. I never said that. I never said that.
All you said,
I don't even know his name, but he said I never said that.
Benavidez out. But anyway, Benavidez looked like he was at 168 dominating. I'm not gonna lie, Yarde is a big dude, and in that fight, Benavidez dominated so bad that Yarde looked like he was fighting a weight bully.
Right, so let me ask you, not to cut you off, was it Morrell? Caleb Plant? I'm trying to think.
Morrell.
It was Morrell? Okay,
Yeah,
go ahead.
Morrell.
All right, go ahead. I just had to jump in to see who you was talking about with that, because there you go.
I never said Morrell was knock him out. You loafing.
You said
it wasn't Boo Boo?
I never said that either.
No, it was Boo Boo. Yes. Thank you, Mario. It was Boo Boo. It was Boo Boo.
I said Boo Boo will win. Yeah, I said that.
No, you said Boo Boo was gonna knock him out. That was Boo Boo. Thank you, Mario. Yeah. You said that. Well, I remember that distinctly because I was like, why would you even think that? But anyway, it looked like he fought Boo Boo. That's exactly how it looked. Like he was just dominating. Benavidez was. I can't say because I be looking. I need Benavidez to have a challenge, and we have yet to see that. And but Benavidez did his best work. I mean, his great work as usual. Knocked the dude out. Yeah, I'm gonna give it a tie.
I expect Benavidez to win. Like I said, he's gonna be a smarter fighter. It wasn't all about the power. It basically broke him down. Yard really couldn't do anything. He tried, I guess, but he couldn't really do anything. You can see the difference in like talent and boxing skills in that fight. But the sad thing is about Benavidez, he never gets a chance to become undisputed because it seems like people hold him to belts when he goes somewhere. They hold him to belts, so they try to fight somebody else. So the sad thing is he has to move up. I don't want to see him move up because I don't think his power is going to be anywhere good up in that weight. So hopefully something happens with the Bivol and Benavidez so he can get one of them or at least get a chance at another belt in that weight class.
Take it away, Mario. You on mute.
I'm gonna tell you guys why I hate that Benavidez is at light heavyweight so much. But before I do that, congratulations to David Benavidez. I won't say Yard didn't have a good game plan at all. Like I thought he did good in the beginning, kind of like preventing Benavidez from landing some of those huge power punches. He was deflecting a lot of them off the arm, throwing some counters in between. I thought he did a good job with that. The problem was Yard didn't want to engage. All he wanted to do, he just felt like he was going to cruise by doing that, and Benavidez was just going to keep getting hit by the same things. Eventually, once Benavidez started landing those power punches, there was going to be a problem for Yard. And I think Yard realized that once he starts landing those power punches, he's not going to be able to take them. And he kept trying that. He didn't really want to engage. He didn't want to get knocked out early. But you're not going to beat Benavidez that way. You got to bring the fight to him. You're not going to beat Benavidez. You got to do what Morrell did and bring the fight to him. You can't beat Benavidez that way. The reason why I hate that David Benavidez is in light heavyweight is because, I mean, me and Ty, we really didn't talk about it too much in the chat. But I mean, credit to Ty, all respect to Ty. I know Bivol's his guy, but I remember asking Ty after Bivol declined the rematch with Beterbiev. I was like, is that a duck? And Ty was like, yeah, Beterbiev gave him the rematch. It's only right that you pass it forward. And I respect Ty for saying that. I respect him not being like, no, it's not a duck. I respect Ty for, like, standing 10 toes down on his opinion and beliefs. My problem with Benavidez going up to light heavyweight, he goes up to light heavyweight. Bivol's no longer champion. You take Bivol's belt without even beating Bivol. I don't know. I don't think he's the official WBA champion. I think the ring made it look like that when in reality he's not. I still think Bivol owns the other 3 belts. But you took one of his belts. You didn't fight Bivol for it. So in my opinion, I call that a paper champion. And the same thing with Abdullah Mesa. I'm going to stand 10 toes down. That's a paper champion. Until you beat Keyshawn, you're not that. In my opinion, I can't look at you as that guy. Until Benavidez beats Bivol, I can't look at you as a real champion. They gave you, it was a vacated title. You had to fight for it. You beat who you had to beat to become WBC champion. My problem is this: they give you the belt, and you have a guaranteed path to go after Bivol, like a literal guaranteed path. Like, you just gotta say, "I'm fighting Bivol," and you're gonna get it. And instead, you go, you know what? I'm moving up to cruiserweight. So here's where I get annoyed. They gave you the belt. If you go up to cruiserweight, you're gonna have to drop that belt, which means that belt's gonna go back to Beterbiev or Bivol anyway.
So you should have just fought him.
It's just going to be a trilogy anyway, so you took the belt away from Bivol just to give it back to Bivol or Beterbiev to begin with. There was no point in doing any of this. That's just wasted time. And that's my problem with these boxing sanctions. It's just wasted time. You wanted to push Bivol to the moon in light heavyweight, and he's talking about fighting Zurdo. And by the way, I'm sick and tired of this Zurdo talk, because Zurdo's not even the best cruiserweight in his division. There's a guy named Pataya, and nobody even whispers Jayo Pataya's name, because they know if they do and he takes that fight, Jayo Pataya is wiping them all out. I mean, I'm being honest with you. Like, Zurdo don't want to go near him because Jayo Pataya can do some Usyk work to him. Like, just stay away from him. But hey, he wants to go fight Zurdo. The fight makes sense. I'm not gonna diss Benavidez for doing it because it is a fight, two Mexican fighters fighting on near Mexican Independence Day. It could sell. And on top of that, I do respect him for going up. I know a lot of people don't want to see that fight, but I do respect him for, taking that type of risk going up to cruiserweight, because a lot of us said the same thing about Crawford. We didn't want to see him go up 2 divisions to go fight Canelo. Same thing with Conor Benn. A lot of us didn't want to see him go up 2 divisions to fight Chris Eubank Jr. Sometimes you got to take those risks to get some good fights. The only problem I have is they literally just gave you the WBC belt, and you have a clear path to Bivol, and you're just like, you know what? Now, since that fight seems more realistic and Bivol's not going to take the same hits as Yard, let's go to Zurdo, who's going to go punch for punch with me. I hate that so much, because now that belt's just going to go back to Bivol or Beterbiev to begin with. We did all of this ring around the rosy for nothing. So it just hurt me. But congratulations to Benavidez. It was a much needed knockout victory at light heavyweight, and I guess he's going to cruiserweight on near Mexican Independence Day or Cinco de Mayo to go fight Zurdo. I guess that's the next move. I don't know. We'll see, but I don't know. Congratulations to Benavidez. I just think this was all a big waste of time at light heavyweight.
I agree with you. I think Benavidez, I think him trying to chase Canelo when he could have been coming light heavyweight, that's why he's in this condition now. He could have been 2 fights before leaving. He didn't have to fight Bobo, didn't have to fight Morrell. He could have came and intervened between Arthur and Bivol, and he could have been having a trilogy depending on who he would have fought or how he would have won. So this is where he put himself in a situation where he had no other choice to go to cruiserweight. I think that he's trying to do his best to stand out. He's not a household name. He wants to be a household name. And the only way he can have that is if he stands out and dominates a division. Unfortunately, he has the worst luck because he can't step out to dominate a division because we have trilogies going on, and Canelo. I will admit, Canelo did not want to fight him and did not give him opportunity to. But it's one of them things. I was trying to build a question around earlier. When do boxers have to realize that you have to stop chasing the main guy and become the main guy? You know what I'm saying? And I think for Benavidez, it was too late. And by him going to cruiserweight, I think he'd do better staying back and going down light heavyweight. Honestly, you gonna fight Zerto? Bivol already beat Zerto when he was light heavyweight. I don't think too much really changed there, and I think Benavidez got that fight against Zerto, but it would be better to see Benavidez versus Bivol. Or fight Arthur, and I don't see Benavidez speaking Arthur in his name, saying Arthur name out his mouth either. So what's up with that? And Arthur don't have no belts.
Yeah, exactly. And honestly, like you made a great point. When these big names, the more you call them out, the less likely your chances are of getting those fights. The more you call them out, the more you're just going to make their name relevant, and the less percentage of a chance you're going to have to fight them. You kept calling out Canelo. He didn't give you a shot. He's going to keep on fighting all these guys. It's going to run past you. Shakur kept doing the same thing with Tank. Eventually, you got to stop calling these guys out. The more you call them out, the more attention you give them, the more you even make them the A side, because the A side is not calling you out.
Mm-hmm.
Why would Tank call you out if Tank's the A side? What does he have to gain from that? He's not going to do that. So overall, just stop calling these guys out. Stop giving them attention. Eventually, like you said, when are you going to stop calling out the guy and become the guy? Eventually, when you become the guy that you wanted to fight is going to have to fight you one way or the other.
Boots.
Like, there you go. It's a perfect example. Eventually, they're going to have to fight you. So stop calling out these guys thinking they're just going to give you a fight and go, here, I'm going to give it to you on a platter. Start earning your stripes. And then once you earn your stripes, that guy's going to have to fight you eventually. Eventually, you're going to be in his way and he's going to have to fight you. So I agree with Ricky 100% on that.
Yeah, I think I think now, you know how we talk about how people are not fighting each other and stuff like that. I think the chase is the problem with it. We chasing too much. You chasing the guy too much. You chasing the person with the belts. You chasing with the person with the name when you need to be making a name for yourself.
I know we're gonna close it out, but I just want to touch on one thing, Ricky. Or was that you that said that? I think Ty said that about when we were talking about Boots a while back, and he's like, don't chase, just lay out a path, go get some belts. It's just funny how now, the tide is turning on what you're saying. But
you trying to say I was right? I was right then and right now?
I'm just trying to say both of y'all had some good points. That's all I'm gonna say.
See.
That's all I'm gonna say there.
Taking my powers back. That's crazy. Okay.
It's all good because the power is yours now because we're going into the up and coming fights.
Yes.
And this is your moment.
All right. So we have up and coming fights. We're gonna get through this real quick. December 6th, San Antonio, on PBC, Prime Video pay-per-view. We have Lamont Roach versus Isaac Cruz. Who do we got?
We can start with Mario and work our way back.
All right. Mario, who you got?
As of right now, I like Lamont. I'd probably have to go through and study it a little bit more. Again, the question is whether or not that one performance against Tank Davis, whether that was a one-hit wonder, or if Lamont's exactly like that. That's always the question I had is at the time, because when they were talking about making that rematch happen with Tank and Lamont, the question I had was, can you do the same thing with Tank the second time around? And a part of me felt like that was Lamont's best performance. That was one of Tank's worst performances. And I feel like if Tank came in there, the Tank that we know, he could get him out of there in 5 or 6. Pitbull's a guy who also took Tank to his limits. I mean, now obviously we know about Tank. I think broken hand or something like that. So that obviously affects it. But again, Pitbull, the only thing that points me to Lamont is I know styles make fights, but a similar style to Lamont, just in a different body type, is Valenzuela. And how Valenzuela was able to, or El Rayo was able to basically outbox Pitbull Cruz, and Pitbull really didn't have an answer for him. So I kind of see a similar thing happening with Lamont Roach as of right now. If I went through, maybe I find something different, but as of right now, as far as like a raw prediction without really going through any like film breakdown or nothing, I'd probably give it to Lamont by decision, unanimous.
After this last Haney fight, I'm not picking any slugger or anybody over a boxer. I'm picking boxer regardless. I don't care. Let's say fight Benavidez. Picking a boxer. I'm picking Lamont.
Okay. Yeah, I got Lamont, and I got Lamont taking this because what he did with Tank, how he was able to defend against Tank. And if he's able to defend against Tank, I think he'd be able to defend himself against Pitbull. He just had to deal with the explosiveness of Pitbull, but I think he will hold his own. Then moving to the next. Oh, Tom, my bad. My bad.
I know I took your powers back, but I'm still here.
Hey, my bad.
It's all good. But for this one, I'm going with Lamont, and I agree with you all. I think it's going to either be split decision or unanimous decision. I was talking to Darrell. He came on here. He did an episode with us a while back, but I was talking to him about it, and I was just telling him, I was like, this fight here, I know we want to compare Lamont versus the Tank situation, but I think Pitbull is going to actually press more than Tank did in that actual fight. Granted, I do want to see the rematch between the two because everything that Mario did say, I want to see if you can do it twice because I believe that, hey, if you are this good, I think you can do it twice and then you can shut the doubters up, right? And also then you can move on and fight, the Keishans or the Shakurs. Like, I want to see you actually go out there and make a name for yourself. But I think Pitbull is going to press so much and it's going to show us a different side of Lamont, right? We're going to need to see that different side to see if he can stand toe-to-toe in this weight class. But I think it's still going to come down to that decision because by him getting pressed, is he going to make a mistake or is he going to stay on his A game? So that's what I want to see from it. But I am going with Lamont.
Okay. On the same card, we have Janabek versus Lara. Who you got? Start with Mario. We're gonna keep that order going. Who you got, Mario?
Y'all know how I feel about Janabek. I think he's too difficult to deal with. I think he's too complex to deal with. I don't think Lara's gonna have a lot of success with him. I think Janabek's gonna have a pretty decisive win. Honestly, I can honestly see like a TKO, like a late TKO against somebody like a Lara. I'll go unanimous decision just to kind of be like friendly, just to give Lara some of the benefit of the doubt. But I'm telling y'all, like, Janabek's a tough dude. Like it's about time he gets some of these real fights. The only thing that could point me to Lara is Lara's got the experience. Lara's been in a ring with some guys like Shiraz and earlier in his career Canelo. And I mean, let's give credit to Lara because Lara's been in the game for quite a bit and he's still kind of proven that he can be one of those top guys at 160. But Janabek, I mean, it's about time. It's long past due that Janabek gets a big fight, and I think Janabek's going to prove he's going to be way too complicated for Lara, and I don't think Lara's really going to have an answer for that. So, I'll give Lara the benefit of the doubt, but give me Janabek by UD.
If this was 5 years ago, I would go Lara, but it's not 5 years ago. I'm going Janabek.
Yeah, I got Janabek. Youth is more on his side. Lara is definitely of age, so I'm going Janabek.
What you used to say, Ricky, when you used to be funny? I'm sorry, but no, I'm going I'm going with Janabek on this one too. Ty, you said 5 years ago would have been more interesting, but I'm going with Janabek. I can't wait till we come back and talk about this after the fact, but we'll see what happens there. I'm going Janabek.
Okay, this on the same fight card, which I think will probably be my fight of the year. It would be Oshaki Foster versus Stephen Fulton. Who you got? Start with Mario. Who you got, Mario?
Give me Fulton. Give me Stephen Fulton. Yeah, give me Stephen Fulton. Oshaki Foster, again, I think he's a great talent. I really do. Stephen Fulton had that one really bad performance against Naoya Inoue. And I mean, you lost to a top 3 pound fighter of all time. That's your only loss. I know you had a very competitive fight with Figueroa. I'm not going to take that into effect in the past, but I do think that I'm going to give Fulton the benefit of the doubt. I could be wrong, but I'm going to give Fulton the benefit of the doubt. I think he's going to go in there. I think it's going to be a chess match. I'll give Fulton split decision win. I think it's going to be pretty close. I think Oshaki Foster is going to go in there. I don't think it's going to turn out the same way that the first fight between Oshaki Foster and Conceição did, but I think it's going to be the same result. I think I think Oshaki Foster will go in there. I think he'll do just enough to win this fight. It might be a fight where people will be like, "Oh, I think Oshaki won," or it could be like a flip a coin type thing. But
Mhm.
I'm gonna go Stephen Fulton. I think Stephen Fulton will edge out the win. Stephen Fulton split decision.
This one, I'm still on the side on this one. This one's I went a 50-50 fight for me. If I had to pick one, I'm gonna go.
Come on.
I'll go Fulton.
Okay, thank you.
Why you going Fulton, Ty?
Because when Oshaki fought what's his name? His last fight, when they said he tied or lost or whatever last fight.
Sensation.
Yeah, we fought him. I think that Fulton's a better boxer than Sensation, and I think it's gonna be a better fight. So I think there's a chance that Fulton could win. And like he said, he did one performance that he lost to. It was, of course, anyway. That I had him losing that fight easily. But so yeah, it's a PBC fight.
Yeah, it's on the same card as Lamont and
Yeah,
Fulton. I'm going Fulton. Fulton.
Going for. Honestly, I think the fight will come out as a draw. But since I have to pick somebody for the show, I'm gonna go Fulton too.
No, you can go draw. We've done it before. We can. No, I like that you pick somebody, but we've had draws said on it before.
Well, I'm gonna say this fight go a draw. They're gonna have to fight again.
But when you say that, you gotta say it like Tommy from Martin, though.
Got
the draw, dog. Come on, man. You gotta keep up, man. You gotta keep up.
But nah, that because I think Ashaki can adapt. He shows that he can adapt, and I think he can really adapt to Fulton fighting style. And this is going to be a heavy chess match. I really think it's going to be probably my fight of the year. This is definitely going to be a chess match, a good chess match to see who got the better IQ.
I'm going with Fulton. I'm gonna keep it straight to the point. I'm going with Fulton on this one. I do remember Foster when they stole that fight from him. I know he's still upset. You know, that was a while back, but we also seen Fulton go in with Inoue, and I think he's still waiting to get that rematch because he was like, that's probably wasn't his best day. You know, the time travel and everything that he had to go through with that one. But fight of the year. I mean, like you said, that's your fight of the year. If it comes out to a draw and the way that it goes down, I'll probably say, okay, Ricky, you was spot on with this one. But I'm going with Fulton. Full time.
Yeah, until Fulton don't come out there with them Tim boots and them jeans shorts in the ring, please.
That was terrible.
Oh man! All right, so moving on, December 6th, in Australia, we have Jay Apatea versus, I can't pronounce the first name. Forgive me, Sankara. For the IBF Cruiserweight and Unisons, we might as well go ahead. Apatea.
Yeah, Opatai, I give it maybe at most 5 rounds.
5, okay. That was being generous, man.
We got a sleep number, y'all. We got a sleep number.
Sleep number 5. All right, moving on. We got December 19th, and I'm only including this because there's a real boxer, Ty. Don't kill me. There's a real boxer on the card, Ty. Miami Netflix, we got Jake Paul versus Anthony Joshua. Ty, forgive me, Ty. Look, Anthony Joshua, a real fighter. Mario, you gotta help me out. Tomo, somebody back me up. He's a real fighter.
Well, I know we talked about all the other fighters on the card, so I was like, since we have a guest, I would rather you say the other fights on the card, then get to the Joshua fight. Like we wanted.
No, I gotta get him out there early. Go ahead, upset Ty early. Call it a day.
All right. Well, they've heard because they didn't hear us pick this one. They heard us pick the other fights, and I understand it. But go ahead, Ty.
You go.
All right, Mario, go ahead, take it away.
Like I'm still conflicted on whether this fight's even gonna happen. Like I'm still conflicted on whether or not this fight's even gonna take place. Like that to me is why I'm like really not predicting it. Then you got to think about all the other challenges. Well, like you got the whole like rumor. I don't want to say it because if I say it, he said anybody who says this word he's gonna go sue them for freaking slander.
You ain't got to worry about it. Don't even say it. Then they're gonna come find all of us, and then like, well, you ain't stop them. So yeah.
I will say this: I'm not completely angry with it, because only for the sole purpose because Jake Paul is like 220 and he talks about chasing for a world title. And as much as I would love to see him go through like their traditional path, like, you know, fight some guys in like the top 15 and get to the top 10, you know, do those types of things. He is fighting, like, well, let's be real. He goes in there and he fights Anthony Joshua and some way wins. I'm not going to say how that happened, but like, you can at least say that you have a boxer on your resume. You can at least say a real boxer who's not 60 years old, who is probably looking for a cash grab. At least you can say like you got some type of real boxer on your resume. That's what I will say. But you're asking me for a prediction. I don't know. This got some it's a little shaky. It's got a little bit of a sketchiness on it.
I agree. And honestly, I just put it in here for kicks and giggles. If this thing happens, right?
Just because it's gonna hurt my core to even like say it, I'll take this one. I want to be wrong on this. I want to be wrong. I'm gonna go draw, okay? Because I can't say Jake Paul in no manner is gonna beat no Anthony Joshua, but at the same time, I also know the rumors, so like I gotta stick with draw. This is I can't say. I can't be true and genuine. If it's a real fight, give me Anthony Joshua. But I don't know if this is gonna be a real fight. I don't even know if this fight's gonna happen, to be real, you guys. So yeah, I guess draw.
Shout out to Jake Paul helping all these women boxers get on TV on Netflix. Good job. Okay. That's all I'm gonna say.
If Anthony Joshua doesn't knock him out, we would never have this discussion again. Period. Like never. I just did this for kicks and giggles, but if this is not a knockout, he's fraud. 100%. Sorry. Jake Paul.
I didn't say this, sir. I didn't say this. All right, there we go.
But moving on. The title fight on the same card, we have Alicia Baumgartner versus Layla. I didn't look up her name.
Layla B.
Ali?
Say again.
Just say Layla B.
Layla B. For
see how I help you out there? You don't be helping me out when I be going through the 16.
I appreciate it. I'll be helping you out. Thank you. You owe me that one anyway. But for who do we have? Do we have Alicia or do we have Layla?
Alicia.
Who you got?
I want Alicia.
In unison?
Alicia.
Is one of those?
I don't think it's gonna be in unison, but Alicia.
Hold on, Mario look like he about to say something else.
I got Sky Nicholson, baby. I didn't know how I feel about Sky Nicholson. I need I need to meet her in person, honestly. But we're talking about Alicia Baumgartner again. It's Alicia Baumgartner. Let's just keep it a buck. I got her winning. I'm waiting for that big fight with Alicia Baumgartner. So Alicia Baumgartner will get it done.
In unison, Alicia
Baumgartner. Yep.
All right. Next title fight we have Trinica Johnson versus Amanda Gale. Who do we got? On the same card.
You can put a card together.
Is the entire card besides the main event? Is it all women's?
Yes, all women's, and then they have another. They have one fight, another fight on there, but it's UFC.
That's why I said what I said.
You said, "Give me Johnson." Give me Johnson.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. December 27th. In Saudi Arabia, on the zone, we have Inoue versus David Picasso. Who you got? In unison.
I like it.
A beautiful painting.
I like it. Picasso.
You guys going for Picasso?
No, I'm going Inoue. I'm going Inoue. We were just having fun.
Inoue, the creative player.
I was gonna say, you guys know something that I don't know about this guy?
No.
Nah, I'm sorry. Yeah, Inoue got to win this. Yeah, Inoue has to win this.
Well, what's your sleep number? I guess we all can agree. Let me get your sleep numbers. Mario, what's your sleep number?
He went the distance against MJ. I think that a part of me wants to feel like whether or not he's got Nakatani in the back of his mind, knowing that Nakatani's on the same card. So a part of me is thinking whether or not he might go to distance again. I don't think he will. I think he wants to keep this nice and short so he doesn't give Nakatani anything else to think about. Like, you gave him 12 rounds to look at something. I don't think you want to give him another 12 to figure something out because Nakatani is a smart fighter.
Yeah.
Yeah, give me like round 3 or 4. Give me I'm gonna go round 3 KO. Anyway.
Ty?
I got it being a late knockout. Probably 8th, 9th round.
I got about 6 because it takes anyway some time to download you. So I'm gonna say about 6. Tomo?
I wanted to say 6-7. 6-7.
Oh, okay. Next fight, we have Nakatani versus Sebastian Hernandez. Who do you have?
Do we got to think about it?
No, Nakatani.
Bear with me. Nakatani.
Oh, hold up. Wait.
Nakatani UD.
Unanimous. Okay.
I think Nakatani's going to give him a 12 round to think about too. I don't think Nakatani's going to get this guy out of here that quick. I think Nakatani's going to give him 12 rounds. I think it's going to be very similar to what Inoue did for 12 rounds against MJ. So I'm going to go. For some reason, I got Nakatani going unanimous decision just to show him what he's truly capable of.
Give him some things to watch on film. I like that.
Yeah. And I'm telling you guys this right now. I know I'm going to pass on y'all. So help me, Lord. If Nakatani and Inoue is not announced after this fight, because they're on the same card, they said they got to do this whole let's fight on the same card and let's fight these last guys before we get into it. If this fight is not made, and I'm talking the Top Rank and I'm talking to whoever manages Nakatani and Inoue, if this fight is not made, Nakatani and Inoue are both ducks. I'm saying this right now, and Top Rank needs to completely just disband as an organization. There is no way how you have 2 of the best Japanese boxers, arguably of all time, and they're just sitting there waiting to fight each other. This fight should not have taken this long to make. You should have made this fight 3-4 fights ago. Like, I'm just saying, it's coming now. Nakatani Inoue has to happen after this fight. If not, then it's all just a ruse. It's all just a ruse, and I don't even think I want to even hear about them anymore.
Yeah, I agree. I think
like that.
This fight, it should have happened a long time ago. But I'm pretty confident they're gonna have these 2 fight because I'm pretty sure the favors in a way to hold the torch for Top Rank. I'm pretty sure about 100% with the bet that they want to push them forward. Nakatani will have to fight to maintain that.
Okay.
But that's it for the upcoming fights. Tomo, back to you.
And just like that, Ricky, we're going to take it away and we're going to say, hey, fellas, this was a good 4 or 5 round bout. We had our ups, we had our downs. We gave our flowers throughout some of these rounds. But it's time to go home. And we're going to start with we're going to start with you, Ricky, and work our way back. How do you feel this episode went?
Well, this episode went good. I feel good to have a W. You know what I'm saying? It feels good to have a W. You know what I'm saying? I tell you, Ty said he loves the boxers, but he keep betting against them. You know what I'm saying?
Only twice.
But, he keep betting against them, but it's all good. But no, this episode was good. Thanks, Puncher's Point, Mario. Thank you for coming up on this episode. Ty.
It did good. I ain't get no broken nose in the second round. He tried to swing, but I dodged it, so I got the way. So I know I moved my head like some people, but it good show.
Mario.
I thought it was a great episode. Honestly, we shared some laughs. I thought we had a really good conversation about a lot of these fights that just happened, and I appreciate you guys having me on this podcast because I really slacked on this event. Like, the only fight that I covered was Haney and Norman. And a part of me, when I found out about Bam, I was like, dang, like I really wanted to cover the Bam fight because I felt like it was really big as far as like what was on the line. And once I found out that y'all were going to do an episode, I said I had to hop on in the red corner just to give the whole event in itself some attention. So I appreciate you guys giving me the opportunity to get on here and speak about it.
We appreciate that too. I would say don't go off mute just yet. Let the folks know where they can find you as well, because we appreciate you coming on. But you also have had us on your show as well, so let the folks know where they can find you.
Oh yeah, for sure. And I'm gonna make sure, in the future we definitely gonna get you guys back on the show. I'm gonna make sure if it's a big event so I can split it up correctly. But Make sure y'all continue to tune into the YouTube at The Puncher's Point. The social media is The Puncher's Point on all podcast platforms. Overall, you're going to find us there. We're going to keep on punching back at y'all. And last but not least, make sure y'all continue to stay on point with The Puncher's Point.
Appreciate that. And what's the name? I'm gonna hit you up on Instagram too, so you can give me that information. I'll add it to the description, so that way everybody know where to find you also. Because just like what Mario just did with The Puncher's Point, us over here at Refuse to Lose, we have other shows on the network. You can see them below. Make sure you click the link because it's heavy content. Tap in. We're doing some great things here. I mean, if you had YouTube TV at one point, they got rid of ESPN, so that right there lets you know that, hey, we're bringing ESPN to you through R2L. So tap in, hit the comments, and like Ricky said, Devin Haney gonna find a way to get a win. See y'all on the next episode. We out.
Thank you for staying to the end. If you're watching this on YouTube, please like this video, subscribe, and also hit that notification button so you can be notified next time we put out a video. If you're listening on any podcast platform, subscribe and hit that notification button, y'all, so you can be notified we put out another podcast audio. And last but not least, hit that share button. No matter what you're listening to or watching it, hit that share button and send it to somebody that you know that would love to watch this episode you just listened to. So once again, thank you for staying to the end, and we'll see y'all in the next episode.